Where do EV batteries go when they die? What happens to EV batteries when they can no longer power your car? Do they end up in landfills, or is there a second life waiting for them? The journey of an EV battery doesn't just stop when it dies, it's full of surprising twists. From recycling innovations to new uses in renewable energy storage, there are many ways these batteries are finding new life. EVs are easier to get than ever before, and the market is growing quickly. More than 1 million all-electric cars and more than 600,000 hybrids were on the road at the end of March 2024. In the UK, there were also 59,590 EV charging points spread out in 32,322 charging spots. ZapMap says that this is a 47% rise in the total number of charging devices from last year. The usual cost of installing a home charger has steadily gone down, and now it's only £1,000. This will save you £467 a year on charging fees compared to public chargers. Learn about the benefits of adding an EV charger to your home with our simple comparison tool. Then get some quotes for installation. Just tell us a few things about your home and we'll give them to our professional workers. EVs are becoming more popular, but there are still a lot of questions about how long they last. The biggest one is what happens to a dead EV battery when it's no longer useful. As we'll talk about in more depth below, there are 3 main options: recycle, throw away, or give something a second chance. As the EV industry grows, experts keep finding better ways to recycle car batteries and lessen the damage they do to the earth. We're going to show you how to do it. Can batteries for electric cars be reused? It is possible to recover electric car batteries, but the sad truth is that not many people do it. Electric vehicle, EV, batteries lose about 2.3% of their full power every year. This means that after 10 years or 100,000 miles of driving, they will no longer work in an EV. But as with most cars and their gear, if you take good care of the battery, it will last as long as or longer than most ICE, internal combustion engine, what you find in regular gasoline or diesel cars, drivetrain parts. Our guide has more information about how long car batteries last. How long do the batteries in an electric car last? If your EV battery dies, you should call the manufacturer's shop in your area. They can help you get a new one and remove the old one. The company that made the battery now has 3 main choices: throw it away, give it a second chance, or recover the parts. Only 5% of EV batteries in the world are salvaged right now, which is pretty sad. Sadly, disposal is a common choice in the business world, which is wasteful and bad for the earth. This is because toxins get into the topsoil and hurt the ecosystems nearby. When companies throw away an EV battery, they miss out on the higher profits and sales chances that come with selling it again for something else. There are, however, some makers who choose to throw away batteries because they are broken or because they don't live in an area with the right facilities to recycle, recondition, or resell the battery or its parts. Another life. A used EV battery will usually get a second chance at life by being sold for something else. After 10 to 20 years or 100,000 miles, these batteries will no longer work for EVs, but they'll still have about 75% of their original energy left. Because of this, they are useful for tasks that don't require much effort. A lot of used batteries for electric vehicles are used as energy storage units to store extra sun energy. By giving these old EV batteries a new lease on life, companies can greatly lower the environmental damage that EVs cause by cutting down on trash and the need to get more resources. This also lets producers make money from the process, so everyone wins. There are some big car companies that are working on their own projects to find new uses for old batteries in their cars. Nissan, for example, just revealed a partnership with Lithium-Ion, a clean tech group based in the UK, to help make EV batteries made in the UK more environmentally friendly. It will use cutting-edge recycling methods to make new batteries less carbon-intensive and less reliant on raw materials that are brought in from other countries. This comes after Nissan said last year that we use old EV batteries to power the Amsterdam arena when the power goes out. Recycling to get parts. Even electric car batteries have to be thrown away at some point. The good news is that up to 95% of the battery's parts can be recovered and used to make new ones. To begin, they are split up into parts. Once it's been broken down, the maker can begin the process of chemical and mechanical separation. As a general rule, parts of batteries can be ground up into a fine powder to get the raw materials out. These materials include lithium, nickel, and manganese. After that, the parts can be used to make more EV batteries. How do parts of EV batteries get recycled? EV batteries might be confusing. Outside is a battery pack, but inside are hundreds of cells in dozens of sections. These cells store and release power. Lithium atoms flow through a fluid that forms an electrode between a graphite negative electrode and a carbon positive electrode inside each cell. Different cathode metals give batteries their name. The cathode is usually nickel, cobalt, aluminum, iron phosphate, or nickel, manganese, cobalt. Companies that recycle batteries focus on the cathode because these metals are worth more than lithium and graphite. 2 main ways recyclers get useful metals from batteries. Most common, pyrometallurgy. Recyclers sort plastic, metal, and glue from mechanically shredded and burned cells. After that, they can burn the material again to extract the metals. Hydrometallurgy, battery parts are dipped in acid to form a liquid metal pool instead of burning. Electric vehicle battery cells, how to properly dispose of an EV battery. Most electric car manufacturers have started reusing batteries in recent years. Contact your local manufacturer's shop if your car's battery dies. They can help you recycle and replace it. Ford replaces EV batteries they can't fix. After that, they'll discard, recover, or reuse the battery. Talk to local shops too. Many of them will be able to give you more information on recycling batteries and let you know if it's something they do. Remember that batteries can't just be thrown away because they contain chemicals, so make sure you get rid of them the right way. For how much does it cost to recycle a battery? UK EV manufacturers must now utilize more recycled material due to new regulations. Batteries must contain 16% recycled cobalt, 6% lithium, and 6% nickel. Batteries will contain 26% cobalt, 12% lithium, and 15% nickel by 2036. Innovate UK estimates that 150,000 tons of garbage must be reclaimed annually by 2035. Nickel or cobalt battery cells cost around £7. Recycling automobile batteries is difficult, but over 100 million will be discarded in 10 years. Can recyclers profit? The GLG Insights analysis believes EV battery recycling can still be profitable. According to GLG member Patrick Curran, Lithium Recycling System CEO, processing 1 metric ton of batteries costs £70, $90. Sorted metals can be sold. Metals sell for £410, $500, while black mass, a mix of nickel, manganese, and cobalt oxides with carbon, costs £246, $300. Not bad for more than £200 in profit. Reusing EV batteries involves several other expenditures. Transporting combustible materials to recycling factories is expensive. The BBC reported that Recyclus co-founder and director Robin Brundle said, "With the ongoing global shift towards electrification, the accumulation of discarded batteries poses a significant challenge, underscoring the need for recycling initiatives." Gavin Harper, a Faraday Institution research fellow at Birmingham University, says strategically placing recycling centers may have a massive impact on the industry. Harper stresses the need to set up this new industry in a way that will ensure its efficiency and sustainability for the long term. He claims the UK is lagging behind in the race relative to the US, Europe, and certainly China. EV cell future. More EV batteries are being recycled as firms aim to be greener. We need to go this route to cut down on waste and harm to the environment, but there's still a long way to go before this works successfully. Lower cost and simpler steps are needed. Thank goodness experts are already working on this. The 2035 UK Battery Recycling Industry Vision, Sustainable Thinking for the Future by Innovative UK, recommends more research and development to make the battery value chain sustainable and consistent across manufacturers and countries. We could look into how to separate the chemicals and the physical. For instance, green solvents can be used to chemically separate black mass into metal salts that can be used to make batteries, the study adds. This would allow the recycling of batteries to make goods with low environmental and embodied carbon impacts. These items can then be put back into the supply chain for battery materials so that recycled materials can be used to make new batteries. Cheaper battery materials like LiFePO4 and LFP batteries are also becoming popular. Currently, recycling these batteries is not profitable. Because of this, Innovative UK recommends studying new recycling methods. These processes should help recycle LFP cells so that the LFP structure is kept and other parts are used to make high-value byproducts. Reusing EV batteries in the UK. Law requires UK garages to properly dispose of EV batteries. This has become challenging as the number of EVs on the road has expanded. Last year, a UK company began collecting discarded lithium-ion batteries to recycle and produce new ones. Wolverhampton-based Recyclus can recycle 8,300 tons of cell phones annually. It claims to sift copper, aluminium, and steel to extract the nickel, manganese, lithium, and cobalt in every EV battery. This advances EV battery recycling and reduces landfill waste. Some estimate that 11 million tons of lithium-ion batteries will need recycling by 2030. 6 battery recycling stations are planned for the next 5 years. Their mobile recycling plant is being developed with the University of Birmingham. Altium Metals is also expanding EV battery recycling. In 2023, the government gave them £3 million to prove EV battery recovery was practicable. Recently, the company completed expanding the UK's first CAM plant and EV battery recycling innovation centre. The Plymouth Centre measures 18,000 square feet. It houses the UK's first end-to-end EV battery recycling and low-carbon cathode active material facility. It covers the entire EV battery manufacturing process. To make this transformation practical, we must address the problem of EV batteries, which is largely lithium mining. Taking these raw materials out of the ground can damage the soil, cause water problems, destroy biodiversity, and make global warming worse. Everyone in the business world seems to agree that there should be clean ways to make and recover batteries. If you found this video informative and want to learn more about the future of electric vehicles and sustainable technology, don't forget to hit subscribe.